So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 6, Chapter 1, text 13 to 14. Does anyone remember what we have been reading?
We have been reading about that how the karma kand and the gyan kand are not that high, and from there also we fall into the material world. In the last one, in the 12th only, we read that, and then Sukadev Goswami was explaining us about the like how it is important to get free from all the sins and sakam karma, and then we were also reading about Nivritti Marg and Pravritti Marg. And like how it is all.
Yeah.
And we read about atonement, right? Like Parikshit
Atonement.
Maharaj, said that he, the atonement is not the right. It's not right.
Even after that, we don't get free.
Yes.
Not sufficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. So reading on Tapasa Brahmacharyena.
Tapasa Brahmacharyen Shamena Cha. Sorry.
Shamena Cha Damena Cha.
Shamena Cha Damena Cha.
Tyagena Satya Shauchabhyam.
Tyagena Satya Shauchabhyam.
Yamena Niyamena Va.
Yamena Niyamena Va.
Dehavak Buddhijam Dhira.
Dehavak Buddhijam Dhira.
Dharmagya Shraddhayanvita.
Dharmagya Shraddhayanvita.
Shipanti Agam Mahadapi.
Shipanti Agam Mahadapi.
Venu Gulmam Ivanala.
Venu Gulmam Iv Amala.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. To concentrate the mind, one must observe a life of celibacy and not fall down. One must undergo the austerity of voluntarily giving up sense enjoyment. One must then control the mind and senses, give charity, be truthful, clean, and non-violent, follow the regulative principles, and regularly chant the holy name of the Lord. Thus, a sober and faithful person who knows the religious principles is temporarily purified of all sins performed with his body, words, and mind. These sins are like the dried leaves of creepers beneath a bamboo tree, which may be burnt by fire, although their roots remain to grow again at the first opportunity. Tapa is explained in the Smriti Shastra as follows. Manasash Chendriyanam cha ekagryam paramam tapa. Complete control of the mind and senses and the complete concentration on one kind of activity is called tapa. So tapa, complete control of mind and senses and the complete concentration on one kind of activity. This is what Smriti Shastra is saying about tapa. Our Krishna consciousness movement is teaching people how to concentrate the mind on devotional service. This is first class tapa. So Prabhupada is explaining that tapa means concentrating the mind in one activity. So he's saying the perfection is concentrating the mind on devotional service. Brahmacharya. Oh, can you all please give me a moment, please? Sorry.
Yeah. Hare
Just
Krishna.
one moment.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Sorry about that. Sorry. So then our Krishna consciousness movement is teaching people how to concentrate the mind on devotional service. This is first class tapa. Brahmacharya, the life of celibacy, has 8 aspects. One should not think of women, speak about sex life, dally with women, look lustfully at women, talk intimately with women, or decide to engage in sexual intercourse. Nor should one endeavor for sex life or engage in sex life. One should not even think of women or look at them, to say nothing of talking with them. This is called first class brahmacharya. So this is the rules of brahmachari life. Because brahmachari, he needs to be celibate. Okay, then this is, if a brahmachari or sannyasi talks with a woman in a secluded place, naturally there will be a possibility of sex life without anyone's knowledge. Therefore, a complete brahmachari practices just the opposite. If one is a perfect brahmachari, he can very easily control the mind and senses, give charity, speak truthfully, and so forth. To begin, however, one must control the tongue and the process of eating. So Prabhupada is saying about how to remain celibate and the regulations of being celibate. In the Bhakti Marg, the path of devotional service, one must strictly follow the regulative principles by first controlling the tongue. Sevan mukhe hi jivado, swayam eva surati ada. The tongue, jiva, can be controlled if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Does not speak of any subjects other than those concerning Krishna, and does not taste anything not offered to Krishna. If one can control the tongue in this way, brahmacharya and other purifying processes will automatically follow. So Prabhupada is saying that how automatically we can engage the senses, the tongue. Sevan mukhe hi jivado, that the service to Krishna begins with the tongue. So how we can begin service? Chant Hare Krishna and have Krishna Prasad. And so in this way, if one can control the tongue, automatically one can become clean in habits. It will be explained in the next verse that the path of devotional service is completely perfect and is therefore superior to the path of fruitive activities and the path of knowledge. Well, can somebody please read?
Where are we? Okay.
Yeah.
Quoting. Quoting. Yes, Neha ji, if you want, you can read, please.
No,
Yeah,
you read.
Actually, for me, I'll read in my Hindi book.
Okay,
please
I got
read.
it. Okay, yeah, I'm good. I can read now. Sorry. Just because it was just some. Okay, great. All right, quoting from the Vedas, Srila Veera Raghavacharya explains that austerity involves observing fasts as fully as possible. Tapasa na shakena. Srila Rupa Goswami has also advised that atyahar, too much eating, is an impediment to advancement in spiritual life. So too much eating. Also in Bhagavad Gita 6.17, Krishna says, Yukta hara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta na vabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. He who is temperate in his habits of eating, sleeping, working, and recreation can mitigate all material pains by practicing this yoga system. So Krishna is telling Arjuna to be balanced. Balance in eating, eat as much as you need to. Sleeping, balance in sleeping, sleeping as much as we need to. Sense gratification is needed, but Prabhupada said, take it like salt. How much ever is just needed, not overdoing it. In text 14, the word dhira, meaning those who are undisturbed under all circumstances, is very significant. Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 2.14, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama payino nitya stam stitikshasva bharata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception or sign of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. In material life, there are many disturbances, adhyatmika, adhidevik, and adhibautik. One who has learned to tolerate these disturbances under all circumstances is called dhira. So Prabhupada is mentioning the Bhagavad Gita verse here, matra sparshastu kaunteya, that the happiness comes, it goes. Distress comes, it goes. They are non-permanent. We see, any situation, we think we can hold on to it for very long, but it comes and it goes. Some situation we want them to go fast, and some situations we don't want them to go, but yet the situation changes. Krishna is saying they're arising from sense perception. It's coming out because of our senses, our perception of happiness and distress. So that's why Krishna is saying tolerate them, because we are the soul, we are not the body actually. So he's saying tolerate whatever is coming. Don't get disturbed by it. Don't get too caught up into it. But we may say, oh, well, how? We do get disturbed. What to do? Because we are undergoing a circumstance. Then we get affected by it. Then we get disturbed by it. But Krishna is saying tolerate it, whatever it may be. Tolerate it. So we can talk, then how can we get the spiritual strength? By taking shelter of Krishna. Sometimes we may be able to do it. Sometimes we may not be able to do it. But at least we can try. Can try to follow this. So, and Krishna is saying one who is tolerating, he's called a dhira, one who is steady. So it's not easy, but we can try slowly, slowly. Comments? Questions?
So this he's telling in context with this, right? That you have to control, like in the brahmachari, right?
Austerity.
In the austerity way, right? Okay.
Yes, austerity. So Prabhupada is saying the perfection of austerity is being Krishna conscious, engage the senses in service of Krishna.
Okay.
Kechit kevalya bhaktya.
Kechit kevalya bhaktya.
Vasudeva parayana.
Vasudeva parayana.
Agam dunvanti katsnyena.
Agam dunvanti katsyena.
Niharam eva bhaskara.
Niharam eva bhaskaraha.
Only a rare person who has adopted complete, unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. So here, Sukadev Goswami is saying pure devotional service it removes our sinful desires, uproots so that one will not sin again. Because when he said prayaschet, or when he said you get knowledge, then Parikshit Maharaj was like, but one will continue sinning, So now he's saying, engaging in pure devotional service. In the previous verse, Sukadev Goswami gave the example that the dried leaves of creepers beneath a bamboo tree may be completely burned to ashes by a fire, although the creepers may sprout again because the root is still in the ground. Similarly, because the root of sinful desire is not destroyed in the heart of a person who's cultivating knowledge, but who has no taste for devotional service, there is a possibility that his sinful desires will reappear. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.4, Shreya Shritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho Klishyanti Ye Kevala Bodha Labdhaye. Speculators who undergo great labor to gain a meticulous understanding of the material world by distinguishing between sinful and pious activities, but who are not situated in devotional service, are prone to material activities. They may fall down and become implicated in fruitive activities. If one becomes attached to devotional service, however, his desires for material enjoyment are automatically vanquished without separate endeavor. So we can see that we may do the path of karma kand. We may take away our sinful reactions, but the desire to sin will be there. So we may again start committing sins. Or we may adopt the process of knowledge, but the root cause, that ignorance, is not yet gone. So that sinful desire will remain in the most subtle form. And again, it may bring us to do material activity. So the only sure way is devotional service, because devotional service not only takes away our sins, but takes away the desire to sin. Those sins which are sitting in our heart in seed forms, in very, very subtle desires, even they are vanquished, burnt. Bhakti pareshanubhavo viraktir anyatra cha. If one is advanced in Krishna consciousness, material activities, both sinful and pious, automatically become distasteful to him. That is the test of Krishna consciousness. Both pious and impious activities are actually due to ignorance, because a living entity, as an eternal servant of Krishna, has no need to act for his personal sense gratification. So here someone may say that, oh, but I should act pious. Why not? But Prabhupada is saying, act on the transcendental platform. Piety and impiety is both to do with the body, but rise to the platform of the soul. So, engage in devotional service. Every living entity is an eternal servant of Krishna. Therefore, as soon as one is reclaimed to the platform of devotional service, he relinquishes his attachment for pious and impious activities and is interested only in what will satisfy Krishna. So this is pure devotional service, where one acts only for the pleasure of Krishna. This process of bhakti, devotional service to Krishna, Vasudev Parayana, relieves one from the reactions of all activities. So when Krishna is saying Sarva Dharmam Parityagya, he's saying abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. He's saying surrender unto me because he is the one who can give us shelter. He takes away all our sinful reactions, sinful desires, and brings us back home, back to Godhead. That's why he's saying surrender unto me. He's not like a dictator. Someone may say, oh, why is saying Krishna saying surrender unto me? Why should I surrender to Krishna? It's like any other material dictator then. But the material dictator is trying to take advantage of us. or may try to take advantage of us. But Krishna here is giving complete shelter to us. He's taking away our sinful reactions, taking away our desire to sin, and bringing us back home, back to Godhead, reinstating us in our original position, in our original relationship with Him. Since Maharaj Parikshit was a great devotee, the answers of his Guru Sukadev Goswami concerning Karma Kand and Gyan Kand could not satisfy him. Therefore, Sukadev Goswami, knowing very well the heart of his disciple, explained the transcendental bliss of devotional service. The word keche, which is used in this verse, means a few people, but not all. Not everyone can become Krishna conscious. As Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So it's not very easy to come to Krishna. It's very difficult. Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita, practically no one understands Krishna as he is, for Krishna cannot be understood through pious activities or attainment of the most elevated speculative knowledge. So one may say that, oh, I'm going to understand Krishna by engaging in piety, do pious activities, but one will not understand Krishna. Or one may try to understand Krishna by own mental speculation, to understand who is God through mental speculation. We will not be able to understand God with mental speculation. Understanding God by the mode of goodness, we will not be able to. Actually, the highest knowledge consists of understanding Krishna. Krishna is saying, Vedascha sarver aham eva vedya. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Unintelligent men who do not understand Krishna are grossly puffed up, thinking that they are liberated or have themselves become Krishna or Narayan. This is ignorance. So we can never become Krishna. No one can ever become Narayan. No one can become Krishna. We just have to realize our own self, who we truly are, that we are eternal servants of Krishna. To indicate the purity of bhakti, devotional service, Srila Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.1.11, Anya Bilashita Shuni, Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam, Anukulyena Krishna, Shilanam Bhakti Ruttam. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. So a few points that for pure devotional service. What are the few points here that Krishna Rupa Goswami is saying about pure devotional service?
That the bhakti should be to please Krishna.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be for your material gains or for knowledge. And you should not have any desire. It should be without any desire. That's the purest bhakti, without any desire.
Well, we can't be without desire, but the only desire is to please Krishna.
Please Krishna, yeah.
Yeah, because we can never become desireless.
Sorry,
yeah. So no desire for philosophical speculation, no desire for mental speculation. No, just desire is please Krishna. So Srila Rupa Goswami further explains that bhakti is kleshagni shubhada, which means if one takes to devotional service, all kinds of unnecessary labor and material distress cease entirely, and one achieves all good fortune. Kleshagni, it destroys all the klesha, all the distresses, and shubhada, it's all auspicious. By engaging in devotional service, we can experience relief from all misery, and we can feel auspiciousness, and all the activities become auspicious. Bhakti is so powerful that it is also said to be moksha laghav takrit. In other words, it minimizes the importance of liberation. Moksha laghav takrit means one experiences happiness when one is liberated. On the platform of Brahman, there is a lot of happiness. But when one engages in bhakti, one experiences more happiness than when one understands that one is the soul. So it's even higher happiness by engaging in pure devotional service. Bhakti gives more happiness to someone. So we heard a few characteristics of bhakti. What are they? Here we are hearing three.
Yeah.
It minimizes the importance of liberation.
Yes, that's right. And that's what's it called?
Laguta.
Moksha
Great.
Yes. And Kleshagni. Kleshagni means it takes away all our material distresses. Takes it all away. And Shubhada, all auspiciousness, all good fortune. So we can see we don't need to separately endeavor to become fortunate, to get relief from misery, engaging in pure devotional service. So one may say, but I have so many material desires. But we can desire pure devotional service. That is also pure devotional service. To just have to be able to have a desire to engage in pure devotional service is also pure devotional service. At least somehow or the other, if we can get the desire to engage in pure devotional service. Non-devotees must undergo material hardships because they are prone to commit sinful, fruitive activities. The desire to commit sinful actions continues in their hearts due to ignorance. These sinful actions are divided into three categories: Patak, Mahapatak, and Atipatak, and also into two divisions, Prarabdha and Aprarabdha. Prarabdha refers to sinful reactions from which one is suffering at the present, and Aprarabdha refers to sources of potential suffering. So here Srila Prabhupada is giving us the breakdown of sinful reactions, the karma. So prarabdha karma is whatever we are suffering currently is due to our past deeds. So whatever is what we are experiencing, any suffering that we are experiencing now. So that is prarabdha. And aprarabdha is we are not yet suffering for those, but we are going to soon. Those will come soon. So one is like already fructified. Already the fruits are there. That's the prarabdha. And aprarabdha, the fruit is not yet quite mature, but it's going to come. So when the seeds, bija, of sinful reactions have not yet fructified, the reactions are called aprarabdha. These seeds of sinful action are unseen, but they are unlimited, and no one can trace when they were first planted. Because of prarabdha, sinful reactions that have already fructified, one is seen to have taken birth in a low family or to be suffering from other miseries. So whatever we may be having, we may be currently suffering from some disease or whatever it is. So that's our prarabdha. We are suffering. Our prarabdha is we don't know what's going to come. We can't see as yet. It's there, but we can't see it. When one takes to devotional service, however, all phases of sinful life, including prarabdha, aprarabdha, and vijja, are vanquished. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 14, Text 19, Lord Krishna tells Uddhav, Yathagni susamradharchi karoti edhamsi bhasmasa tatha mad vishaya bhakti Uddhav namsi kritsna shaha. My dear Uddhav, devotional service in relationship with me is like a blazing fire that can burn to ashes all the fuel of sinful activities supplied to it. How devotional service vanquishes the reactions of sinful life is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:33-6 in a verse spoken during Lord Kapiladev's instructions to his mother Devahuti. So Krishna is telling Uddhav in the 11th canto, devotional service in relationship with me. So pure devotional service is like
Hare
a
Krishna.
fire. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I didn't understand. And Vijay is what? And then what was that 3-day? I mean, was mentioned Patak.
Vijja. Okay, the
Yeah.
Vijja is the seed.
Seed. When
They
the
are
seed
still
of
in the
sinful
seed
nature,
form. Yeah.
not yet defined.
They are seeds. Our sinful desires are in the form of seeds. The sinful reactions in the form of seed. We are not yet acted on it, but we are going to act, and then we are going to get a reaction, and those reactions are called aprarabdha. So the sinful desire is there in the form of vijja. See, what happens is when we do some sins, we get some reaction for it. And we get a reaction for it, and also it creates more desires for us to sin. So the more desires that we are getting for it to sin, those are the bij. And the reactions, because we have not yet acted on it, they are still in the form of desire. So the reactions have also not come. So they are aprarabdha. Yeah. Okay. And then
what was that? Patak.
Patak. Yeah. Okay. So these sinful actions are divided into 3 categories: Patak, Mahapatak, and Atipatak. So here Prabhupada is not giving any further explanation about Patak, Mahapatak, and Atipatak. So I am not sure about these 3.
Nia, does it say in your...
No, I've heard these words. Maybe they are the terms I have heard for the first time. Patak,
That's
Mahapatak,
what even
and
I have heard.
Atipatak. I have never heard these terms, 3 terms.
And it's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't mention, right?
And actually, Shilpa ji, it says, ye paap karma, the activities, the paap karma are the sinful activities, जो हमारे activities हैं, वो 3 कोटियों में विभाजित किए गए हैं. पातक, महापातक and अतिपातक could mean, पातक means very, very, मतलब बहुत गंदा लेवल का, फिर अति महापातक उससे ज्यादा, फिर अतिपातक उससे भी ज्यादा. You know, because it is degree ना, superlative degree में जा रहा है. ये तीनों comparison का दिख रहा है साफ. पातक, महापातक और अतिपातक. So this is something different, but I haven't heard this.
Yeah,
Never.
me too.
These
But
terms,
these are
yeah.
sinful activities.
Yeah.
These are our sinful
Actions.
activities. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are acting sinfully due to ignorance. And these sinful activities are in 3 categories. And as Neha is saying, probably that's what it is. The degrees of acting sinfully. More worse, like that. And then the prarabdha and aprarabdha are the reactions that we are getting by acting sinfully.
So the prarabdha is from the past sinful activities you have done, right? Which we are, which you are
experiencing right now.
Right now, yes.
Yeah,
but it's from the past. but
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the past sinful, right? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
It could be how many births before, we don't know, right?
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know where it's coming from. But whatever we are suffering currently, that's called prarabdha karma. And aprarabdha is what's going to come. We
What's
can't
going to
see
come?
it.
We can't, yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
can't see it.
Hare Krishna, I think you can imagine it in that way, that all our sinful activities are collected in a bag. So when we are supposed to get a new body, a handful is taken out, and that is called our prarabdha for that particular
Mm.
life.
Right.
Mm.
Because we are
Yeah.
going to get the body and our birth and our house and everything according to that handful that is taken out from that bag.
Mm.
That
That's
is
good.
called our prarabdha for that
Mm.
life, which we are going to face no matter what.
Mm. Oh, good. Very good example. Thank you.
And then the bija is that desire that of doing, like you're doing more sinful,
Yeah.
sinful actions, and the sinful reactions are not yet fructified.
Yeah, that's right.
Bija.
That's right.
Mhm.
And also one more easy way to understand is like how you remember Dhritarashtra, the example,
Yeah.
that he killed those 100 animals, but his prarabdha couldn't be fulfilled because it was still in the form of a beach, because he didn't had 100 sons,
हाँ,
right?
जब तक
हाँ,
ग्रो नहीं होंगे, बीज बोया हमने,
हाँ,
कर्म का हमने वो बीज बोया, वो बीज जब फले ना, ग्रो हो ना, जब तक
मतलब पहले उसको इतने करना तो पड़ेगा कि उसके पास 100 पुत्र हो, तभी तो वो मरेंगे. तो वो बीज के रूप में था उसका वो कर्म तब तक. That is how the beach is.
हाँ, बीज
वो
बोया.
हाँ,
हाँ, अब वो ग्रो होगा, जब ग्रो होगा तो वो प्रारब्ध बनेगा, और आज हम वो प्रारब्ध भोग रहे हैं. जो भी हम आज भोग रहे हैं ना, वो हमारा बोया हुआ है बीज.
मतलब वो एक्चुअली ऐसे समझो आप इसको कि आपको बीज के रूप में वो रखा हुआ है, वो फ्रुक्टिफाई नहीं हुआ. जैसे कि आपने, जैसे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट होता है, आपको किसी ने थप्पड़ मारा तो आपको
हाँ.
क्या मिला, साथ के साथ एक थप्पड़ मार दिया सामने वाले ने, खत्म, वो आपका रिएक्शन हो गया, दैट इज फिनिश्ड. वो बीज के रूप में नहीं है. लेकिन कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती हैं, कुछ ऐसे फ्रूट्स आपने देखे हैं ना, जिनको आप पहले बोते हो, फिर वो प्लांट के रूप में ग्रो करते, फिर आप उसको तोड़ते हो खाने के लिए. सो दैट इज दिस काइंड ऑफ कर्मा. कुछ कर्मा ऐसे होते हैं जो आपने, जैसे धृतराष्ट्र का एग्जाम्पल सबसे अप्रोप्रिएट है इसमें, कि उसने उनको मारा, जो 100 एंट या जैसे भी थे उसने पानी डाला, जैसे भी उनको मारा, फिर उसके बाद में वो कैसे भी, उसको कैसे, उसका कर्म फल कैसे मिलेगा उसको, जब तक कि उसके पास 100 बच्चे नहीं होंगे. तो उसने वो सीड तो डाल दिया, अब वो धीरे धीरे उसने हर जन्म में एक एक बच्चे का पुण्य करा, तो उसको फिर इतने मिले, उसके वो बीज के बोए हुए, इस तरह उसको रिजल्ट मिला. तो हमें नहीं पता कि हमने क्या पाप मतलब कर्म करे हैं और उनका बीज हमने डाल दिया है, वो हमें कब मिलेगा. इंस्टेंट भी मिल सकता है, और हो सकता है कि वो बीज के रूप में रखा हुआ है, और जब उसका टाइम आएगा तब वो फ्रुक्टिफाई होगा और हमें भोगना पड़ेगा. दैट इज व्हाट बीज इज.
हाँ.
Right, Shilpa ji?
Yes.
Am I
yes.
right?
Yeah. Thank you. Is that okay, Sneha?
Yeah.
So do you all want to stop here, or what do you all want to?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll stop here and we'll continue with this purport tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki